Will Victor Gyökeres barrel through all comers and transform Arsenal into a direct lethal collective? Can Florian Wirtz make the Premier League look easy? Twist defenders' brain cells with his movement, his passing, his joyful heart. Will Pep's new number 10, Ryan Cherky, puff out his chest and ensure Manchester City fans do not miss KDB at all? And can Benjamin Šeško mind meld with Mbumo and Cunha to help United fans surge once again? This is the Men in Blazers Big Weekend Preview, presented by Prize Picks, show that takes your best questions and revels in answering them.
It's time to explode now, like the volcano that is there and is ready to go, and we have everything, and we need to play with that excitement. We want to win every single match, and no doubt that we're going to continue that way, but with that fire that is the joy to play with each other and win football matches together.
Yep, that is Mikel Arteta answering our question about what the identity of his Gyökeres Arsenal team is going to be like. A volcano, I tell you. And you can find the rest of that quite fantastically energised interview on our YouTube right now. But happy new Premier League season, dear listeners. Today is the best day of the year. Everything's still possible. The dreams we harbour so deeply are not yet dashed. No matter what team you support, everything is filled with a sense of expectation, hope, possibility. The cup half full as 380 games lie ahead of us, scattered over 283 days each. An unknown voyage of discovery in which everything feels pure and within your grasp. Week by week on the Big Weekend Preview, we'll be here to break down your questions. Send in your video messages, text in your voice notes of your best weekly question to this number, 646 450 9472, 646 450 9472. The videos could be featured in next week's show. There's a link in the description which will help you get them to us. The better we get, the more joyous the show. So let's dive on in. Oh, God, I can't wait for some Peter Drury. That man's always on mid-season form. First quick message, new season, new way to talk with us and the entire community at Men in Blazers. Join our Discord channel now. We built it as a way that you can chat with us and each other before, during, after games. Remember what Twitter was like back in 2014? Oh, sound like Tracy Chapman driving in your car. It was a warm, creative, insightful place. We thought it would never end. It deepened the match day experience. And then the bots and the nut jobs took over. So the Men in Blazers Discord, we hope, is a safe, open, joyous conversation for every single game, grounded in camaraderie, meaning, football obsession, passion. Early kickoffs will be there. Your club scores a late winner, suffers heartbreak, we're still there for you. Either way, celebrating or commiserating in real time, it's free. Football is better with friends. Remember that. To join, find the link in our show notes. Come and be with us. We'll be chatting all bloody season long. Okay, question the first. Let's start with Liverpool because, well, the season begins there this afternoon at Anfield. Awash with emotion. First call of the season. Take it away, Katie, from one of the other greatest footballing cities in the world.
Hi, Raj. This is Katie from Portland, Oregon. Apologies up front. I am a red. This has been such a strange summer for Liverpool fans, like coming down from the high of winning last season, and then obviously the loss of Jota, and then getting excited about all the new signings and the rebuild, and then that mild reality check last Sunday. So I guess my question is, what does a successful season look like for us this year? Is it repeating the title? Is it winning the Champions League? What can we finish the season and feel good about? Yeah, that's my question. Thank you.
Katie, what a question. Probably the definitive question of the season. Look, success you're asking about for Liverpool really depends how you define it. There's a level, probably the deepest, richest, most meaningful level, which is about human success, which is just this collective, this set of individuals getting through the season emotionally intact, emotionally whole. I can't imagine, especially what they're going to go through together this afternoon as Liverpool welcome Bournemouth at an Anfield that will be both in mourning and ready to roar on its defending champions with all of their energy. An emotional juxtaposition of just gigantic human extremes. I spent time at Liverpool this week, and it's really not clear to anybody how all of this profound, public, collective mourning, which is beautiful and meaningful, will impact the players as individuals as they're trying to process their private grief at the same time. Arne Slot addressed this in an interview with Sky this morning. It was a written interview. He said the first time we arrive for a session, the first time we play a game, the first time after 20 minutes, the fans sing his song. All of these things are difficult. All I can say is I wish everyone at the club strength and love as they navigate this loss, which will exist as almost a parallel narrative to the football for the entire season. From a footballing POV, though, success is, well, it's to defend the title. Something Liverpool haven't done since 1984, go back to back, and it is so bloody hard. Remember, last time they tried to do it, they came third, 17 points behind Manchester City, the ultimate champions. And they're also trying to do something quite mad, really, which is, as champions, to bed in so many massive names to a squad that already won the bloody thing last season. They're going to be taking the field with a rebuilt front line. Good Lord, can I just say, Ekitike, let's all overreact to the Community Shield. Man looks electric.
Ekitike. He's worked the shooting chance! Oh, that will certainly do for starters! Ekitike, less than 4 minutes into his Liverpool debut on the score sheet at Wembley.
But more concerningly, for Liverpool, they are going to take the field with the need to create an instant chemistry in that backline with Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong replacing Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold at fullback. I asked Virgil van Dijk this week, how long does it take to build chemistry? And he was honest. He said, that's an unknown. But he said, we are working very hard. I actually said to him, I was like, don't work so hard, Virg. Just take it easy, man. But another element of success for Liverpool ultimately revolves around one man and one man only, and that's Arne Slot. This is a massive test for him. It sounds crazy. Gent just won the bloody title. But he is under immense pressure. Sometimes managers inherit the DNA of the previous manager and win with it. Arsene Wenger won early at Arsenal, but he still had the echo of his predecessor, George Graham, who gifted him defensive solidity that, in a way, he was never truly able to re-summon. Slot has to show he can evolve away from that Klopp foundation, exert true slot ball and win, having spent really the GDP of a small nation over the summer on pulsating new talent. By the way, I don't think Bournemouth will be the test. They themselves have lost Kepa, Kerkez, Dean Howson, Chilgai, Zabania, Utara, and Tyler Adams said, God, I just can't wait for the whistle to go and that first tackle with Milos Kerkez, he said with a smile. But a lot of this is going to be on Slot. As he asked him last week, this was fascinating to me. I asked him, how will it feel for the first time when the Kop raises that iconic banner of the iconic giant Liverpool managers past? Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, Houllier. Somehow Everton's Benitez is on there, I think, too. Obviously Jurgen Klopp. And now for the first time on a Slot's head will be there. It's worth listening to because it's a question that he's so bloody brilliant at dodging. He did not want to place himself into that panther. He didn't even want to discuss it. I keep listening to this clip because I'm actually trying to nudge him towards saying something profound, beautiful about legacy. He's like 1 year in. He doesn't want to proclaim that, doesn't want to go there, which I understand. And so he just chooses in the moment to do ball bits with me. Your face was added to Liverpool's managerial Mount Rushmore. How will it feel to see your big, beautiful head amongst those Liverpool greats?
Till now I was quite happy with this interview. Bald head wasn't the biggest problem, but to use the word big...
I said that was respect.
Do you have a camera in front of you or a mirror? I didn't know, actually, that my face was on it. If it is... It was already special to win the league in this country, let alone at this club. That is definitely special. To be in the same group as these unbelievable successful managers this club has had is for sure going to be special to see this.
God bless the Dutch sense of humour. By the way, my big takeaway, having spent time this week on our football holiday, about Arsenal, Liverpool and City. I've spent time in all of those clubs over the past 5 days, and then some time with Chelsea and Spurs before that, is that each club has the case to believe. Each has also those profound vulnerabilities, unknowns, questions, even they don't know the answer to. Liverpool, how the glut of new players will bed in. Arsenal, how that new bolt-on of Gyökeres, who we'll talk about, will change the balance of attack. City, whether the loss of aura of last season was just a blip or a true decline for the squad, probably more importantly for Pep. We'll find out. By the way, find these conversations with all of these protagonists on our YouTube. The calendar schedule is Mikel Arteta on Friday. Virgil van Dijk will drop on Saturday. God, he smells good. And then the Pep Guardiola interview scheduled to drop Tuesday. Let's take our first video call.
Hey Raj, Matt from Syosset here. Huge sycophant of the pod. My question for you is, as my Gunners go up to Old Trafford this weekend, if United are able to pull off the upset, is that the bigger story, or is it Arsenal beginning their title charge with a loss? Thanks.
I love that, Matt. Huge sycophant of the pod, which kind of describes the levels of affection I have for Illiman and Dye. What a great question. Ahead of the most delicious matchup of this first weekend, Manchester United host Arsenal, Sunday 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on NBC. Thank you, Premier League script writers. Thank you. Mikel Arteta's most demanding season begins at Old Trafford. We heard up top, what did he say? He's going to bring the energy of a volcano. I also asked him this. I asked him what data told him that Victor Gyökeres, who scored, 54 goals in 52 games, but in the Portuguese league, a lower league, he's never ever done it in a Big Five league. I said, how do you know, what data did you look at that confirmed for you that ecstatic scoring rate can continue at the highest of levels? And, well, Mikel told me this.
The best data was my first Zoom call with him. That was the best data. I told him the idea that I had, and I wanted to just look at his reaction. Like coming to Arsenal, imagine yourself putting that shirt on, walking into a dressing room with expectations around you. How do you handle it? Eyes open like this. That's my dream. So that's the best data, because you can have all the data, but this guy has to come in that locker room with that pressure into that league, and that, for me, that was the most important data. The other data I knew is how this guy is going to behave when he comes on that pitch with that security, with that dominance, and with that arrogance almost, to say, don't worry, I will do it.
Looking into his eyes on a Zoom. By the way, that's how we all do it. Volcano! It's going to be fascinating how Gyökeres' arrival honestly changes that Arsenal attack. Think about it. The impact of the need to deliver more early passes into space as opposed to the controlled, some would say over-controlled build-up of seasons past. It's going to be the story of this early season, which begins with that quite unforgiving first test. By the way, Arsenal's first 6 games, we'll talk about that, is a brutal gauntlet. I think the player, we're all focusing on Gyökeres, I think the player for Arsenal who's going to be utterly key is Martin Zubimendi. His ability to lie deep, recover possession, and then instantly break the lines with crisp, clean passing, which he makes look simple, but is deeply, deeply, deeply difficult. If he is able to sing, he can create an unpredictability in the point of the Arsenal attack, which is something that they have lacked last season. They need that game changing to sit in an instant, because these are Arsenal's games. United, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Manchester City, Newcastle in 5 of their first 6. That is a brutal start. But my God, Manchester United also have quite a dark opening run. Arsenal, Manchester City and Chelsea in their opening 5 games. So Ruben Amorim is similarly under deep, intense, immense pressure. United have been loyal to a gentleman who came in and disappointed in every way apart from his willingness to be a radical truth teller. They won 7 home games out of 19. This is why this weekend's game is so massive for Manchester United. They have to symbolise change because they've spent heavily. They brought in battle-ready creators. There's no uncertainty. We know what Brian and Mbeumo can do. We know what Mateus Cunha can do. Or should I say, we know what they have done. Can they combine together with the rest of this Manchester United unit to almost solve the constipation, which was damning in front of goal last season? Their big striker purchase of their own, Benjamin Sesko. What a subplot. Well done again, Premier League scriptwriters. He was looked at by Arsenal, 22-year-old, an athletic unit, still raw. You look at Gyökeres and you kind of know what he can do. I'd say you look at Sesko, still in development, and you think, whoa, what is that gentleman's ceiling? But the duel for the spotlight between the two of them is just like a great first round draft pick quarterback QB1 matchup. And here's Amorim.
We cannot change everything in 4 weeks, but we are better. I know that we are training harder, we are training better, so I know that we are more prepared to cope with the demands of the game. We have new players that we need to understand in the real game what they are capable to do in the moment, but I'm really more confident. That is clear. I'm more confident in this moment. But again, we cannot change everything in 4 weeks. But we step by step we are going to be a better team. But of course, I'm more confident.
So to answer your question, Matt, narrative will be hyperbolic either way, whatever the result, but mostly bolted on retrospectively. And the theme of this game is going to be the theme of the early part of the season, a summer of enormous striker moves. Which striker will bed in first? Will it be Gyökeres at Arsenal, Ekitike at Liverpool, Sesko at United, or João Pedro at Chelsea, who settles best, most potently, and makes their team so bloody dominant? It's going to be Beto, isn't it? Next question.
Raj, this is Eli calling from Sacramento. Premier League season's just around the corner. Want to get your opinion on something. Who is your dark horse to win the league? And why is it Chelsea Football Club? Thanks so much, Raj. Love the show. Bye.
Eli, I don't know if you can call Chelsea a dark horse. They are wearing world champion patches on their jerseys,
You know, a young team. Everyone's talked a lot of shit about us all season, but I feel like we're going in the right direction.
Never change Cole Palmer. By the way, if you don't believe me that they are not dark horses, here's no less an expert on winning the title than Arne Slot, giving you his read.
I expected them to win last season already. The amount of quality they have. In the start of the season, they were into it. After 10 games, they were...
Even by December, they were.
Yeah, they were still there. Squad depth, quality they have. Very good manager as well. And I think they've showed this by winning the trophies they won last season. Good for us is that they also had a period last season where they struggled. And that's why they couldn't compete till the end for the league title. But now, again, they're strengthening the team again. Very good team, good players, good manager. So a team that's... in my opinion, one of the ones that are really challenged for a league title.
So it will be very intriguing this weekend to watch Chelsea open up against Crystal Palace, a clinically organised outfit. It's on Sunday, 9 a.m. on the USA channel. I think about Chelsea, the one challenge is the strange unknown preparation to the game, the Club World Cup, which they won, and then had 3 weeks off. Everybody on vacation, came back late. Just 2 pre-season games. I asked Maresca himself whether that would impact the season ultimately, and he was very honest. He said, ultimately, this is the unknown. Nobody knows.
Roger, this is the question of the moment. We don't have an answer because it's the first time happen. So it's very difficult because you don't know what you expect from the season, because it's something new. So in terms of tiredness or injury or these kind of things, we see.
If I had to name a dark horse, I actually think it's going to be a season with no dark horses, but I'm going to go Brighton, top 4, not title. But as the next answer goes, Premier League is less equipped for dark horse runs than ever, which I think is an agony. It's going to be a heavyweight, heavy arms, battle of the bastards this season. Let's go there.
Hey, Raj, it's Frank from Kennebunk, Maine, Crystal Palace supporter. Let's just suppose I had fallen asleep at the end of May and I just emerged from my summer's nap and hadn't really known anything that happened in the last few months in the world of soccer. I'm just curious, would you be able to tell me what you think is the best thing that happened in the world of soccer, the worst thing that happened, and maybe something that just seems a little bit ridiculous? You know, just for fun. Courage.
Frank, oh mate, hello to everyone in Maine. I love that state, but wow, were your Palace screwed out of Europe. I do ache for you. Let's start with the worst thing that happened since May. I think it's the passing of Jota, of which we've talked a lot on pod and preview. So I'll move to the footballing from the human. I think the fact that the biggest teams have fished out the threats, Bournemouth, Palace, almost their heartbeats ripped out talent-wise. In England, actually a lot of the journos when I was there are calling it the raiding of the middle class, which I kind of love. Brighton have done Brighton things. They've flogged their best talent, but they're also praying. They've reinforced like they always do. We will see. Villa and Newcastle, who were aspiring and within touching distance, actually clashed this weekend, kind of caught in a battle to fight against inertia, stasis, showing that they've stalled out. But Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United have rearmed in astonishing, greedy, just an exhilarating stockpile of talent. It feels like Fabrizio Romano every day is just his fingers almost bruised typing their acquisitions. Best thing, oh man, that football's back. That's the honest truth. And you're back with us, celebrating every second. I think the best thing for me is probably that Sonny has arrived in LA. I think this is a really significant moment for that arrival. Footballingly for MLS, but culturally for football in America, I think it is going to resound and be enormous. Massive moment. By the way, for me personally, Wrexham in the Championship is up there. Surreal thing, I'll shout out quickly. Brace yourself for some pretty surreal refereeing changes this season. There's talk of refs looking for holding on corners, about bloody time. Also, if a goalkeeper holds the ball, talking about holding for more than 8 seconds, get this, they'll be punished with a corner given to the opposition to try and tamp down on time wasting. That is going to be quite the thing. Also, for a joyous thing, I'll go with this one. Sunderland back in the Premier League after 8 years away in the wilderness. That city, I adore it. So far north, so many hard times. Former mine town, former steel town. It is football mad. By the way, they have sold their complete allotment of 38,000 season tickets. Stadium Alight is going to rock once again. Football is so crucial, like Newcastle, which is so bloody close to it. Football is everything in that city. Proud, historic, deeply, deeply, wondrously local. They'd fallen as far as the third tier and they're now back. 11 signings, including Granit Xhaka, $180 million spent, starting with an opening fixture against West Ham. Really, bloody hell, relegation 6-pointers early in the season. I just need to watch Sunderland fans, but I need to watch Leeds fans too, to be honest. Leeds fans denied the chance to welcome their team when they got promoted last time because it was in the middle of fanless pandemic football. Watching them savour this moment, each other, savour their memories.
Hey Raj, this is Maya calling from LA. I'm a Spurs fan, but I'm actually calling because of your old friend Jack Grealish. You must be amped, but I do have to ask, and I don't quite know how to say this, but why did he only have Everton to choose from? Anyways, love the show. Hope you answer this. Bye.
Possibly my favourite question of the week. Maya, LOLA, the town that Sonny built. Good Lord, Everton fans will have to wait an entire extra day to be disappointed this season. Leeds United versus Everton, Monday 3 p.m. Eastern Time on USA. Football gods getting their cruelty in early this season. We have to wait extra time to have our heart broken by Everton Football Club. But then again, Jack.
Holland to Jack Grealish!
I love this man so much. Just an authentic character of English modern football.
Dean Smith also says you're an encyclopedia of football. Where does that come from?
A what?
An encyclopedia of football.
I don't know what that means.
But he, at his peak, was capable of some of the most transcendent moments.
And in towards Grealish! The early boost that Manchester City so craved. and a goal that will mean a lot to Jack Grealish.
So the honest truth is, he came to us because he's damaged goods in two ways. Number one, there's a stigma around him right now after being run out of town by Pep Guardiola. He's a player in need of redemption. There was a lot of talk, a lot of rumour in football, and Jack is seen by agents and football directors as a bit of a lad, bit of a risk, lost his focus slightly on his game, which kind of knocks out all the big clubs. But tactically too, he's a bit of a gamble. Are we going to get the Jack of our imagination? Are we going to get a distracted Jack? And even the best Jack doesn't exactly give himself to tracking back, which kind of takes him out tactically of the ambition for any systems manager. But for Everton, he's a perfect fit. We need a star. We need a big name to excite us. We need to fill this new stadium. We need moments of transcendent football again. I'll be honest, I am so unbelievably happy, giddy, unbearably joyous to have him play in our jersey. He is a skill-soaked human being. Yes, he's fallen from the highest heights, but he's still a maverick. What happened to him? He got trapped in a system team. Pep Guardiola, I wrote about this in the newsletter this morning. Think about one of the world's great outsider artists being forced to attend the Royal College of Art suddenly and just losing all sight of themselves, their belief, their sense of self, their confidence, just not able to inculcate the new skills and losing all sense of their realness. That is what happened at Manchester City. And whether he can resummon the glory days, the poetry, it depends ultimately what's going on inside of his head. None of us know. Spoke to someone at Everton this week who said Jack knows exactly what Everton is about. The phrase he used was beautiful. He said he's heard the Goodison roar. And that's ultimately it. What does Jack want? Does he want, or what does he want more? To be in the England team for the next World Cup, which he can do? Or does he want more extracurricular activities that are honestly copiously on offer in the city of Liverpool? I believe in him utterly, and I know he can make our hearts soar.
Hey Raj, this is Dan. I'm a Spurs fan from Sussex County, New Jersey. You've described the state of modern football management as an ultra-marathon a lot of times. And ultra-marathons have been described as eating competitions with some running involved. So that has me wondering, if the Premier League was decided by an eating competition among all the managers, who would be in your top four? And how much would the big clubs be shelling out to bring Sam Allardyce back? Thanks for all you do for football in America.
Danima, what a great question. I've actually thought about this one a lot, so I'm glad you asked. The answer's obvious in this post-Sam Allardyce world. It's got to be about, well, Thomas Frank, because competitive eating is now not about girth or volume or poundage. It's about discipline. You look at the greats, your Joey Chestnuts, your Kobayashis. They're not gluttons. It's about brains. And the most dangerous are those who you'd least expect. Hence Thomas Frank. Plus you just know that man's got some pie-themed set pieces. By the way, Thomas Frank, post-game against PSG in the Super Cup, so close to victory. But then the late collapse, which was like, oh, Thomas Frank, welcome to the history of the Spurs. I did love his line post-game though.
It was medical terms, the operation succeeded but the patient died. So it was not that good in the end.
God bless. What a note to end on. The patient died. One quick note, Columbus, Ohio, we're coming for you. September the 8th, Kemba Live in downtown. Clint Dempsey will join me live on stage with your incredible manager, Wilfred Nancy, amongst the guests. We will revel both in the US game to come. We'll also celebrate the unique place that Columbus has played, the unique role that your fortress has played in American soccer history. Herc Gomez also going to be there. Frankie Hajuk, my mate, I cannot wait to raise a beer. You can't really say beer singular with Frankie, can you? Tickets are on sale now, thanks to our friends at Purina. There's a link in the show notes of this episode. Come, raise a glass and revel with us. It's more or less brought to you as ever by Prize Picks, and with a new season comes new responsibility. This segment's jumped from the audio world to the video in full Technicolor. Joining me now in this brave new YouTube world, it's my friend Charles Kipp.
We're on the big screen, Raj. A trivial fact I'm well aware of is that Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles was the first music video ever played on MTV, and I can't help but think in 40 years' time, this segment's going to be viewed in a similar way.
Yes, I think the video quality is about the same, baby. In my mind and in my car, we can't rewind. We've gone to what, Kippo?
Far.
As I would legitimately enjoy chatting 80s music video culture with you, do not get me started on Steve Winwood, Higher Love. We've got picks to give out. Let's get down to the business, baby.
All right, well, we're going to the Stadium of Light, hosting a top-flight game for the first time in 8 years, Raj. And, well, I do not know how Sunderland is going to fare this season. I just think they have too much resolve, too much gumption to get utterly blasted by West Ham in their home opener. So we're going to go ahead and take the less than 2.5 total goals allowed between keepers Robin Roofs and Alphonse Areola. I think it's going to be a cagey affair.
I've got to be honest, Kippo, I'm not sure there's ever been a football game in Sunderland where more than 3 goals were scored, so it's quite a good pick. If crab cakes in football are what Maryland does, or tackles and, beautiful, beautiful stomach tattoos are what they do up there on Wearside, and I love it. One more for us, please, baby.
Yeah, okay, purely vibes, just for you, Raj, but Monday Night Football, dun, 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 dun. Ellen Road is going to be rocking when your Blues come to town, and we like new boy Jackie Grealish to hit the more in the shots on target department. I'm calling for an instant impact.
God, he's going to do that from the bench. We'll talk more about the Grealish signing in this show, but it feels like I wouldn't say a statement of intent, but a statement of something from Everton. And for the first time in a long time, I'm feeling emotions other than just existential dread. Don't get me wrong, the old, I'd say existential dread, ED, I think the kids call it, when I look at this team, but I don't know exactly what it is. But I'm I love a lukewarm bath and I'm all right with it.
Dare I say content?
Oh, I thought you were going to say content. One or the other, baby. I'd bite your arm off for contentment, Kippo. Let's just see how it goes. It's so good to be back with you. It's to another incredible season of wonder ahead.
No, pleasure's all mine, Raj. Come on, you Whites.
Oh, come on, you Anthony Robinson. Health, happiness, you beautiful man. Get back into that team. And that's it for this first ever Big Weekend Preview presented by Prize Picks. Submit your videos and your calls. Do not forget at any time. The number is 646-450-9472. You can also upload your videos by another link in the show notes. Come be with us. Make this Friday everything it needs to be to put us in a football frame of mind. And I'm going to let you go with some extra Mikel Arteta. Here's some more. You can find the interview now on our YouTube. It is quite delirious, energising. And I hope prophetic. I really, really do. All I say is enjoy your football this weekend. Get stuck into our Discord. I'll be back with Rory Smith on Monday to break it all down. Until then, savour every second. And remember, football is better with friends. Big, big love, courage. Here's Mikel Arteta.
We certainly won a trophy and we won the big ones. And we're going to really give in everything that we absolutely have to achieve that. But success can be measured in very different ways. And a trophy is probably the most common one for everybody. But a success as well is the transformation this football club has, the identity that this football club has, the performances that this football club has in the last 3 seasons at the highest level. The fact that the players want to stay here, that the players want to come here, the players enjoy, and the staff being part of Arsenal Football Club. That's part, because at the end we need to enjoy the daily thing, not only just the match, but the ultimate goal for sure is to win major trophies.